I get two dichotomies. Why are you doing that? And what is that? Well, since I'm doing abstract, I can only answer the second question by saying, it's what I say it is. Right. And so we try to give it names that involve the person. We want you to look at it and see something of your life in it. Something that you did, that you're doing, that another person that's in your life. We want to give it that kind of flavor. And the way we do that is, all of these you see here, the 6 steel ones up front, the 5 aluminum, or the 6 aluminum ones back here, they're all parts. And that's the way I decided to make sculpture. I decided I did drawings. I have probably 1,000 drawings. And I look at them very little, only when I get frustrated. And the reason I do is because nothing ever turns out like my drawing. And so I finally just gave up and says, there's got to be a method that works for me. And so it's like life. I take a bunch of different experiences and put them together, and that's your life. And that's the way a sculpture is for me. You take all these parts and you put them together in a good way, what is arbitrary way as far as I'm concerned. And a good design, a good balance, and all the characteristics that are in a good painting also have to be in a good sculpture. The line quality is a big concern to me. The outline of that piece and how it fits together with the one next to it, is extremely important to be successful. I don't want to get you up, you're comfortable. So I'll try and talk louder. Each of these are made up of a number of different parts, but each part was made separately without a plan. People think, I used to have people come by and say, when I'm doing art, I can't even draw a straight line. And I said, it's not necessary, because I can't either. My wife is a great artist, but I can't do what she does. But I can create a part and put them together in a coherent way that says something to me. This is called transformation. Well, in actuality, that's what all my sculptures are. They start with one piece, I make another piece, they're all made separate. Now, all these parts, I decide what goes together and what makes a statement. And then I arrive at the name. I don't name it up front and say, I'm going to create a cow. Well, I don't think I can do that anyway. So, that's how I work. Make a part that says, I think Tom named the show, what was it?
Metal in Motion.
Metal in Motion. And that's very insightful of him, I think, because all my sculpture you want the sense that it's moving. And so I try to do that. And so, whatever, let's take an example. And I've not gone into anything that's the difficulty in rolling aluminum and all those things. That's immaterial, really. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. You have to deal with that part of it. And all of you are great artists, I'm sure. And whatever you do that you love is probably could be considered art. But once you overcome the difficulty in working with material, steel or aluminum, or stainless steel, or whatever the medium is, once you overcome that difficulty, then you can begin to see an idea. And if you have all these parts, you just have to figure out how to put them together. It's very simple. I tell people it's like a puzzle. It's like a math problem. And I create my own problem, then I try to solve it. And then you can't get easier than that. So I came up with the problem, and I came up with the solution. So, but that's my approach. That's really what I wanted to say was, That's the why, and that's the how. The how is difficult, and I only arrive at the why when I get them all together. And then there's the piece, hopefully, you know, artists say, well, it spoke to me. No, it's not an audible voice, but it does speak to you. It says, like this one over here, the steel one says, I did not put that together with a plan. And when I got it together, it said, live from Radio City. I didn't anticipate that. Or the one out front, the silver one. The name is,
You're the melody. You're the
words to my melody. And someone said, you're really romantic. Must be. But you never know what's going to come out of it until the last piece goes together. And that's some people say, well, he's not an artist, he doesn't know what he's doing. But that's another method. It's only a method. And when I made each part, that was important. But then when I put them all together, then it became even more important as a statement. So, all of you, I want to say some philosophy here. All of you are looking for something that really makes you happy, and a way of expressing yourself probably that you really enjoy. And I found that this was it for me. Will it change the world? No. Will it make me happy? No. My Christian faith makes me happy. That's where I find my joy. You know, instead of happiness, joy. But this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know why, but I'm supposed to be doing it.
The end.
Any questions?
Sure. I have to explain. I had the pleasure of helping this gentleman mount these pieces on Monday, and I consider it a real honor for this. I really do. I had a lot of fun doing it. But looking at a piece like this, how often do you get about 3/4 through and you have a vision as to how I want this to see, and man, this is not making it? That's happened, right?
Very often. I have, if anyone knows here what a plasma cutter is, it's like a cutting torch, only it's electric. That's what happens to those pieces. They get cut apart, or they start over again. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to cut your losses at that point. You know, it's painting over the painting and starting with white. You know, I've got one at home. It's called, I told you this would happen. It's not in any show. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes.
When you do your pieces, they are so vivid and they're so moving and they're so beautiful. Do you do a mock-up ever beforehand? You're pretty well locked in by the time you start.
Yes. Yes.
What is your process for that?
I would say no, I do not do a mock-up, and rarely of drawing. It's the pieces individually, and then whatever happens when you put them together. And I am seeking a fluid. I don't want one line to interfere with another. I don't want one line that's wavy that shouldn't be wavy. Line quality is just as important as it is in the paintings and the drawings. Yes.
What did you do before you did the sculpture?
Well, I'm still in doing that. I make custom drapery hardware for interior designers. And I'm still doing that, and I'm hoping to get a real job as soon as my art takes off.
So, from what you've been saying, I have visions of your studio/workshop full of pieces that you've just made, and then you eventually say, okay, I'm going to try these together and these together. Is that how you do it? Is that, or do you have?
Absolutely. This one here, illustrating that part I made recently. this part I made 3 years ago.
Okay.
Right. And it never worked with anything that I tried to think. And when
Until
it
you
doesn't
made
work,
that other one.
it piles them up. You know, you get a pile of them.
Okay.
And then I decide, you know, I'm out of space, so I have to make some of these work. Yeah, right.
Clean up the room.
Yeah, I have to clean up. Well, clean up is, you know. My environment is like, my wife says it's like a cave.
Dungeon.
Like a dungeon. Dungeon. Sorry. Dungeon. Well, when you start, every time you start with steel, you're starting with grease and oil and smell and burning and fire and smoke.
And slivers everywhere.
Slivers. Lots of slivers.
My wife must love it.
She loves me coming in the house.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yes.
The round on there is so distinctly different from the others. It had a different genesis.
Yes, I'd say it did because I was trying to create something that pulled the viewer into it a little more, and something that, as you look at it, you can see your life cycle in that too. What's the name of it? I forgot.
Diadem.
Diadem, which means
It's more of a tribute kind of a thing, you know.
yeah, it's kind of more of a tribute. In fact, I'm working on right now that's called Tribute, and it was going to be in this show, but it has designed it all. And I haven't cut it apart yet, but we're closing out on it.
I think it's silly that you said you just started this 6 years ago.
This is my daughter. I not have any.
He's been doing this ever since I can remember. He's always wanted to be a sculptor, so he's always been an artist. He's always instilled in his 3 daughters that being creative is kind of what is important in life. And I'm so proud.
Actually, of my 3 daughters, the one who's the best at abstract art is this one right here. I've told her from a young age she had talent. Something.
Still have to do something with it, but I'll wait till I'm 60.
Yes, sir.
From how do you hold everything together when you're putting it together?
Very good question, and a very difficult part, because, you know, I have all kinds of clamps and things like that. But
Sometimes.
basically, there are 2 types of welding that I'm using. One is MIG, which is the wire comes out of the machine and ignites. It has a flux around it, the gas is around it. To weld, you need 3 things. You need material you're welding, in this case steel, and you need a flux that keeps it from burning up. Otherwise, when you weld, it would just burn up. The flux separates, shields it, and keeps the air out. Oxygen is your enemy, and so you have to keep the oxygen out with this gas that's coming out around it. How did I get into
The answer is big clamps.
Big clamps. What's the answer? What is the answer? TIG, and that's why they do the welding. TIG is a tungsten, a sharp tungsten point, and the gas comes out around it, but it's electric arc, and it jumps off and melts the piece. And once you've melted something, you'll never lose the romance in that. I don't know why. It's a fascinating thing, because when you can go from room temperature to 2,400 degrees instantly, there's something romantic about it. Yes, sir.
Curtis, you and I spoke a few minutes inside, and you said that you've always had a passion for blacksmithing.
Yes.
Do you